What is chronic inflammatory response syndrome?
I don't know if I really have a good answer for that. I think, to my understanding, it's a blanket term for people that have some sort of immune disorder where your immune system's kind of turning on itself. It's hard to get over that belief factor that this is something that you're going to live with the rest of your life. I think there's maybe a point of no return when it comes to certain chronic illnesses, and for me, I wasn't ready to let myself believe that.
You earned your living with your body. This is what made you who you are. And yet you were being betrayed by the thing that didn't create you, but certainly allowed you to be one of the best players of your era. What was the conflict like for you?
Well, I'd say one of my superpowers growing up was always my work ethic. I learned that from my mom and dad, and I think it's just part of the culture here in Winnipeg and in Manitoba. It's very hardworking, down-to-earth, humble people, and I think I took that to heart as well. And I think it just got to a point where, you can only override the system so much when your body's trying to tell you to slow down, to rest, and to find your own balance, find your own flow within yourself. And I was always trying to maybe control things a little bit too much. I think eventually enough was enough, and I needed to step away and kind of take care of myself.
Athanasiou redirected by Toews! Score for the captain!
April 13th, 2023, you scored a goal at the United Center. Did you think that would be the last goal you would ever score and the last game you would ever play?
There were times where I thought maybe my hockey career was over, or at least in my mind, I felt like I had to just let go completely and not think about it. I mean, there was one moment in that game where I had a really good chance at a breakaway in overtime to try and put the game away. And I think I made a move and slipped it 5-hole in the backhand. I would have thought for sure the puck was going in. I couldn't quite see how it didn't. And even just missing that opportunity to win the last game, or my last game in Chicago, it kept that thought in the back of my mind that I got more to give and my career's not over yet.
5 months later, you went on a spiritual journey. What did you know about Ayurveda?
Not much, other than I know my brother took a few classes about kind of holistic treatments, but it wasn't until I started working with someone who helped me change my diet in small ways and started giving me these different herbal tinctures that I started realizing how powerful it actually is.
It wasn't always pleasant.
Definitely not.
What was the worst part?
Well, how much information, how much detail do you want?
I want everything.
Oh boy.
You're happy to share.
They give you certain medicines that basically pull toxins out of your tissue and in your bloodstream, and I think that's when you're really going to feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster, and you have other medicines that essentially help you purge it out. One of the funner things was the induced vomiting part, which was definitely a mental battle, and you're more tired, more exhausted than you could imagine for the next 2 or 3 days, but kind of in an exhilarated way, like you're pretty happy and proud in a sense that you got that over with. Definitely realized how hyperactive my mind was. I'll never forget, there was a moment where I think I was eating lunch kind of up on this raised patio and seeing the guy who I think they call him the Brahmin. He would lead the yoga and meditation sessions, and I just saw him walking around, and he was standing under a tree staring at a leaf for I want to say it felt like 10 minutes, and he was just in his own world and absolutely no rush, just super still and peaceful. And I view myself as a pretty grounded person, but also how many times I need to distract myself or stare at my phone or kind of escape the moment in some sense, and was definitely reminded how unaware I can be at times.
You had Winnipeg on your sweaters as a kid. Now you have Winnipeg again. Do you look back at yourself as a boy and said, yes, I've done this, I've been here?
Yeah, for sure. I've had a few moments where, to my mom and my dad, where I kind of keep saying, like, can you believe this is happening? I think as a young kid, you want to make your parents proud, and they give you the opportunity to play hockey and to grow up idolizing this team and this franchise and the players in Winnipeg. And I think there was a point in my professional career I didn't think I would ever get the chance to play in Winnipeg. So when the Jets came back, that was pretty cool. But to actually pull this jersey on, it's a whole nother thing.